Okay, good morning, dear students. See, in the last class, we have discussed about the that is classification. That is, we have started studying the fourth module. That is about the classification. Again, classification is one of the data mining tasks where we will be assigning the class labels to the data records or to the objects. So, classification, it is the task of assigning the objects to one of the several predefined categories here. So these predefined categories are nothing but class labels here. Okay, so I told that, see, in case of classification, we'll be building a model here. This model will be built as a function of the values of other attributes. Okay, so the main objective here is we want to build a model here. So that model will be built as a function of the values of other attributes. See here, the data set will be divided into two types of sets here. One is called as a training set and second one is called as a test set. See, using the training set, we will be building a model here. That is, we will be giving the knowledge to the model so that in the second step, it will be able to classify the records. Okay, so the training record will be used to build the model here. And using this records, we will be classifying the records here. Okay. So, and one more thing is that is I told about the two purposes of using the classification model. That is, one is for the descriptive modeling and second one is for the predictive modeling. Apart from that, we have seen what are the applications of classification in the previous class. Okay, and then we have seen the general approach that we can use in order to solve a classification problem. Okay, so till this we have studied, and one more thing is that is I told about the evaluation measures that we have used in for evaluating the performance of classification. So one is the confusion matrix, and one more is that is about the metrics, that is accuracy and the error. So till this we have studied. Okay, so now coming to the types of classification techniques. Okay, so mainly see for your syllabus, see we have got four different kinds of that is classification techniques. So one is decision tree, and second one is rule based classifier. Okay, and then we have got the naive Bayesian classifier. Okay, so one more is a nearest neighbor classifier. See, those four classifiers we will be studying. Okay, so apart from that, see, we have got many other techniques. So see here, these are the techniques which have been mentioned here. So one is the decision tree based method, where we'll be studying about the decision tree classifier. And then we have got the rule based classifier, that is using rule based method. And even we have got the memory based reasoning methods also for classification. And then neural networks we have got. Say neural network, it is not there for your syllabus. Okay, and then we have got the naive Bayesian. Okay, and then Bayesian belief network. See, this is also there for your syllabus. And then very important, that is support vector machine. So support vector machine is also one of very important that is machine learning technique. Okay, so but for your syllabus it is not there. Okay, so we'll be studying only four classifiers here. Okay, so now let's move to the first one, that is the decision tree induction. Okay, so again this decision tree induction, it is one of a classification method here. So using this method we can assign the class labels to the data records here. So all these classifiers, they are mainly used for performing the classification. So in case of classification, we will be assigning the class labels to the data records. Okay, so the objects will be assigned to one of the predefined categories here. So one of the best classification technique is that is decision tree induction here. Okay, so here we will be studying about how this is going to work with the help of one example, that is vertebrate classification problem. I hope that see many people remember this one, that is vertebrate classification. See where we have got many that is categories like mammals, non-mammals, birds, reptiles. Okay, so and then we have got amphibians. Okay, so that was the major category of all the species of the that is vertebrates. Okay, so now here let us not consider those five groups of species here. We shall consider only two groups or the categories here. So one is mammals and second one is non-mammals. Okay, so let us classify the given vertebrates as either mammals or non-mammals. See, actually, according to that is theory, we have got total five different classes of vertebrates. Okay, so like birds we have got, okay, amphibians, okay, and then reptiles we have got, like that total five categories are there. But here for our problems, see, we are considering only two classes of vertebrates, one is mammals and second one is non-mammals. Okay, so now suppose see the scientist, if they have discovered a new species, okay, so that species we need to classify as either mammal or non-mammal. Okay, so now the thing is, see, scientists have discovered the new species here. We don't know whether it comes under mammals or non-mammals. So what I can do is, so in order to find the species of this new, in order to find the class of this new species, so I will be asking a series of questions here. Okay, based on the characteristics of the species. Okay, in order to assign the class level as either mammal or non-mammal, so I will be asking a series of questions. So first question that I can ask is, say I can ask about whether this species is warm-blooded or cold-blooded. See, obviously you might be knowing, see, a species that is warm-blooded, it is considered as mammal. Okay, and a species that is cold-blooded, it is considered as non-mammal. Warm-blooded species are always mammals, and that is a cold-blooded species, they are non-mammals. Okay, so the first question that I ask about this species is, see whether this species is warm-blooded or cold-blooded. Suppose if it is cold-blooded, then the obvious class level is it is a non-mammal. Okay, I can assign the class label as non-mammal whenever it has got the feature like cold-blooded. Okay, if it is cold-blooded, then obviously it is a non-mammal. Okay, so suppose if it is not cold-blooded, then the possibilities it can be a warm-blooded. Okay, so warm-blooded, in that again we have got two kinds. Suppose if it is warm-blooded, then it will be considered as mammal. If it is not warm-blooded, then it will be considered as a bird. Okay, so again, see, after that is by asking the first question, that is whether it is warm-blooded or cold-blooded. So based on that, suppose if it is cold-blooded, I can assign the class label as non-mammal. Okay. Now coming to the next thing, that is suppose if it is warm-blooded. So again, I need to ask one more question, follow-up question, that is whether the females of these species, they give the birth to their young. Okay. Suppose if the females give the birth to their young, okay, so then it will be considered as mammal. Suppose if they don't give the birth to their youngs, then it will be considered as non-mammal. So like this, see, by asking a series of questions about the characteristics of the species, I can come to a conclusion whether it is a mammal or non-mammal. That is, I'm assigning the class level whether it is a mammal or non-mammal. So what I have done is, say, I asked a series of questions here regarding this new species that is discovered by the scientist here in order to come to conclusion whether it is mammal or non-mammal. Okay, so that is the different characteristics. Like at the first step, say I asked the question about the, that is blood, whether it is a cold-blooded species or warm-blooded species. Suppose if it is cold-blooded species, obviously see the label is that is non-mammal. Okay, suppose if it is warm-blooded, so again the next question I need to ask after that warm-blooded, suppose if it is true, then I need to ask a next question whether the females of these species, they give birth to their young. Okay, suppose if they give birth to their young, then it will be considered as mammal. If they don't give birth to their young, then it will be considered as non-mammal. So non-mammal is nothing but it will be considered as a bird. Okay. So like this, see, we have asked a series of questions. Okay, and we have crafted the questions here very carefully based on the attributes or the characteristics, and those we have considered as a test record. See, each time we are going to receive a answer. Okay, so we'll be asking a follow-up question. Okay, in order to come to conclusion, in order to assign the class level. Okay, so these series of questions, okay, and the possible answers, see, they can be organized in the form of a decision tree here. Okay, so series of questions, see, they can be represented in a form of a decision tree here. Okay, so this decision tree is a hierarchical structure. It will be consisting of nodes and directed edges. So I'll explain this decision tree here. Okay, so see here, what we have done is, see, we have asked a series of questions. Okay, and we have arrived at the possible answers. Okay, these series of questions and the possible answers, see, they have been arranged in a hierarchical decision tree format here. Okay, so this hierarchical decision tree, see, it will be consisting of nodes and the directed edges. Okay, so see here, see, if you look at this decision tree, okay, so in this decision tree, see, first question that we had asked is that is about the body temperature. Okay, so if the body temperature is warm blooded, Okay. So then see, it can be either again mammal or non-mammal. That decision we will take later. Okay. So that is based on the gives birth attribute. Suppose if the species, if they give birth to their young, then it will be considered as mammal. If they don't give birth to their youngs, then it will be considered as non-mammal. Okay. So now one more thing is, suppose at the first question only, if they are cold-blooded, then they will be considered as non-mammal. Okay. So like this, we have assigned the class labels to the test or the training records here. Okay. So the series of questions and the answers, they have been represented in a form of, that is a decision tree here. So this decision tree is a that is a hierarchical structure. So it will be consisting of the nodes and the directed edges. So for the given problem, that is for the classification of the vertebrates. So what we have done is, we have asked first question, that is about the body temperature characteristics. Suppose if the body temperature is cold blooded, then obviously it means that it is non-mammal. Okay. So next, suppose if it is warm blooded, next we have asked next question, that is about the that is if the females gives birth to their young or not. Suppose if they give birth to their young, then it will be considered as mammal. If they don't give birth, then it will be considered as non-mammal. Okay. So this is a decision tree that has been represented for vertebrate classification problem. So now coming to the structure of the decision tree. See, this decision tree mainly contains two kinds of nodes. So one is the root and the internal nodes, and second one is the leaf nodes. Okay, so these class labels, see, they have been assigned at the that is leaf nodes. So mammals, non-mammals, they have been assigned to leaf nodes. Okay, and the test conditions, say test conditions, they have been present at the root or the internal nodes. So this is root and these are the internal nodes. Okay, so test conditions will be present either at the root or the internal nodes. Okay, so see here, one more thing is, see what is this root and then what is this internal node and what is this leaf. Okay, so this root is actually a node, so that will be not having any that is internal vertex. Okay, or sorry, internal edge. No incoming edge will be there for this root, but it can have two or more outgoing edges. So root is a one kind of a node, so that will not be having any internal node, or no vertex will be incoming here. So no incoming edge will be present for the root node, but it can have two or more outgoing edges. Okay, so now coming to the internal node or the vertex, like gives birth here. So this internal vertex, it will be having one incoming edge and two or more outgoing edges. See, root will not be having any incoming edges here. Okay, so it will not be having any incoming edges, but it can have two or more outgoing edges. Okay, and the internal nodes, they can have one internal that is edge, incoming edge. Okay, and then they can have two or more outgoing edges. Okay, that is about the internal vertex or the node. And leaf nodes, see, leaf nodes will be having one incoming edge, but they'll not be having any outgoing edges. Okay, that is a leaf node. So root node, see, it will not be having any incoming edge, but it can have two or more outgoing edges. Okay, and the internal vertex, it can have one incoming edge and two or more outgoing edges. And leaf node, it can have one incoming edge but no outgoing edges. Okay, so these are the different nodes that are present in a decision tree. Okay, so now suppose you have got a new record that you want to classify. Okay, so let us consider that, say we have got a record now. Okay, so that I want to classify. Okay, so this is the record that I have been given with. Okay, so I want to classify this whether it is a mammal or non-mammal. Okay, so then how I can classify that whenever I get with a new record. Okay, so what I need to do is, I need to start with the root node. Okay, and then I need to apply the test condition here. Okay, based on the attribute, I need to apply the test condition to the record. Okay, so see here, so first test condition that I will be checking here is about the body temperature. So body temperature I will check. So what is the given value for that? So they are given it as warm. Okay. So warm means I need to follow this path. Okay, or the branch. So warm blooded. So say it will come towards the right. So I need to follow this one. Okay. So after this, next I need to ask for one more test condition. Okay, or I need to check for one more test condition here. That is an internal node. that is gives birth. So what they are given is, for gives birth, they are given it as no. Okay. So no, once I trace this path, I will be getting the class label that is a non-mammal. So that I will be assigning to this that is unlabeled data. So the class label that has been assigned to this record is that is non-mammal. See how this I have done is by traversing the path in the decision tree. Starting from the root node till the leaf node, I have traversed the path here in order to arrive at the conclusion for the class level for this record. So first thing what I have done is, say I have tested for the first test condition. Okay, I have compared the record. Okay, and I have tested for the first condition, that is about the body temperature. So body temperature given is it is warm blooded. Okay, so since it is warm blooded, okay, so I have traversed this path that is on the right hand side. Okay, and then next I have asked for the next question, that is gives birth. Okay, so gives birth they are given as no. Okay, so I need to traverse this left path now. Okay, I'll get the class level that is non-mammal. Okay, so I've assigned the non-mammals as the class label for this record. Okay, so like this, so we'll be assigning the class label to the test records for which we don't know the class labels. Okay, so this is about how we can perform the classification of the unlabeled data using the decision tree. Okay, so now coming to how we can build a decision tree. Okay, so there must be some procedure that we must follow in order to build a decision tree. Okay, so see here, see this decision tree, it is going to use one of the algorithm. Okay, that is called as Hunt's algorithm. So this is the algorithm that we will be using in order to build or construct a decision tree here. Okay, so this Hunt's algorithm, it is a greedy strategy. Okay, so you might have studied about the different that is classification of algorithms. Okay, so in that, so we have got one kind of algorithm. Okay, that is called as a greedy algorithms. Okay, so this Hunt's algorithm, so it is one kind of a greedy algorithm, or it will be following a greedy strategy. Okay, so it will be building a decision tree. So by making some of the decisions here, it will be taking some decisions about the attributes. Okay, so based on those decisions, it will be partitioning the data into appropriate branches. So Hunt's algorithm, so it is one of the algorithm that we will be using here in order to construct a decision tree, or in order to build a decision tree. So this Hunt's algorithm, so it is going to use the greedy strategy. So it will be growing a decision tree by making a series of decisions here about the attributes or characteristics of the given test records. Okay, so that it will be able to partition the data. Okay, so Hunt's algorithm, say it will be uh, constructing or building a decision tree. Okay, in a recursive fashion here. So each time it will be partitioning the training records here until we get the purer subsets. Okay, so remember this one. See this Hunt's algorithm, so it is used to build the decision tree here. So it will be following a recursive approach. Recursive approach means the same method we will be applying again and again in order to construct a decision tree here. So we will be partitioning the records here, training records, see until see we will be able to get the purer subsets. Okay. So each time we will be dividing the given training records into subsets. So until we will be able to get a class label here. Okay. So that is the thing. So this Hunt's algorithm, so it is one kind of a greedy strategy. So it is used to build or construct a decision tree here. So it will be making locally optimum decisions here. So in order to construct the decision tree. Okay. So based on those decisions, say it will be partitioning the data. It has to divide the data into subsets here. Okay. So that we will be able to assign the class labels at the leaf node. Okay. So it will be following a recursive approach here in order to perform the partitioning of the records. Okay. So now let's see how this Hunt's algorithm is going to work. Okay, so let us see the that is general structure of this Hunt's algorithm. Okay, so suppose if this DT, see it is a set of training records here. Okay, and see we need to assign the class labels to these records which are present in this DT. Okay, and if you got the class labels like Y1, Y2, and then YC. Okay, so then how we can perform the that is construction of a decision tree using this Hunt's algorithm. Okay, so we will be following a recursive approach here. Okay, So suppose if all the records in this DT, if they belong to the same class level, okay, see if all the records, if they contain the same class level, okay, that is YT, then we will create a leaf node here. Okay, so with the label that is YT. See if all the records, if they contain the same class level, okay, then it will be very, very easy for us to assign the class level, because see all these are having the same class level, that is YT. So directly we will create a leaf node here, and that will be assigned with YT. Okay. Suppose if this DT is an empty set, okay. So if no records are present in this, then okay, so again we will assign, we will create a leaf node here, but we will be assigning a default class level, that is YD. Okay, so whenever this DT is empty, suppose if the DT contains all the records that are having the same class level, then we will be assigning that class level YT to the leaf node. Okay, so we'll create a leaf node and the class level YT will be assigned here. Suppose if this DT is empty, then we will be creating a leaf node here, and we will be assigning a default class level, that is YD, to this sets of records. Okay. Suppose if the DT contains class levels of two or more classes. Okay, so if the DT contains records that belong to more than one class, okay, so again, see, we need to go for the second level of division. That is, we need to use one more attribute as a test condition here, in order to split the data sets, or in order to split the data objects here. Okay. So whenever this DT contains two or more class labels, see, then we will be that is dividing these records, okay, which are present in the training set, into purer subsets by going for one more test condition. So I will explain you with the help of an example, so you will be able to understand here. So see here. So here, see, I got a training record here. Okay, so I want to construct a decision tree for this. Okay, so based on one, that is attribute, that is defaulted borrower. Okay, so defaulted borrower, this is the class level that I need to assign to these records here. So class level can be either no or yes. So defaulted borrower means, suppose if the person who has taken the loan, okay, so if he has repaid the loan on a right time, okay, so if he has repaid the loan on right time, okay, so then see at that time, see, this defaulted borrower will be assigned a class level no. So if he has not cheated, okay, or if he has paid the loan on time, then the class level that we will be assigning is no. Defaulted borrower no means that the person has correctly repaid the loan. Okay. Suppose if the defaulted borrower, if it is equal to yes, then it means that, see, the person has not paid the loan correctly on time. Okay, so it means that he has cheated the bank. Okay, so that is the classification task here. So the classification task is, see, I have got a training set of records here. So for that training set of records, I want to assign the class labels as either yes or no. Okay, so in order to assign this class label, so here, see, we are using the attributes here. Okay, so I'll explain you that how we will be choosing the attributes in the later step. See, just try to understand what is this class label here, defaulted borrower. See, this defaulted borrower is equal to no means that the person has correctly repaid the loan on time. He has not cheated the bank. Suppose if the defaulted borrower is equal to yes, if you are assigning, then it means that the person has not paid the loan correctly, or he has cheated the bank. Okay. So now I have explained the procedure. See, suppose if all the records in the DT, if they contain the same class level, then that class level YT will be assigned to these records. Okay, we will create a leaf node. Okay, and then that will be assigned as the class level, that is YT. Okay. Suppose if the DT is empty, then the leaf node we will be creating with the default class, that is YD. Okay. Suppose if the DT contains two or more class labels, then we will be splitting the records here based on the attribute test condition, and we will be repeating this until we arrive at the that is class level. Okay, so see here, see, for this given that is training set, see, this first that is step will not apply. So see here, see this class, okay, class of these records, it contains both the combination of that is yes and no. So it doesn't contain only one class label here. It contains a combination of two class labels here. So the first step will not be valid here. So next, second step will be checking does this training record is empty, but it is not empty here. It contains this set of records. So next step is that is we need to that is choose one of the attribute as a test condition here in order to split the that is test records here. Okay, so I will be explaining that now. So see here, so we'll be checking the DT here. So for these three conditions, okay. So third condition is valid here. So now the thing is we need to choose one of the attribute for dividing the that is training records here. Okay, so initially, so see here, this decision tree, see it will be containing see one of the majority class label. Okay, so as a leaf node, so majority class label is no here. So if you check here among yes and no, see majority class label is no, so we'll be creating a leaf node. Okay, so with the class label that is defaulted is equal to no. The majority class is considered as a leaf node. Okay, so next, as I said, see among these we need to choose one of the attribute as a test condition to split the records here. Okay, so in order to split the records, choose one of the that is attribute as a test condition. So I'll start with the homeowner. Okay, I'll choose the homeowner. See if the homeowner is yes. Okay, so if the value is yes, then the defaulted borrower is no. Okay, so if you look here, if a person has a uh, own home, then the class is no, majority is no. Okay, so based on that, I can divide the records now. Okay, so see here, if he is a homeowner, we have assigned the defaulted as no. Okay, so again, this one you keep it as it is. Next, again, we need to refine this one in the later step by choosing the next test condition. Okay, so first step, what we have done is we have chosen the homeowner as the test condition here, and we want to divide the test training records now. Okay, so if you look here, so if a person is a homeowner, that is whenever it is yes, see majority of them, see they are having the defaulted borrower as a class no. Okay, so only, so whenever the homeowner is yes, defaulted borrower is no. Okay, and this one you keep it as it is, that is left branch. So it is, you keep it as it is, that is whenever the homeowner is no, again for them also, see defaulted borrower is no only. Okay, so at the next step, we will be refining this one. Okay. So now we'll consider the next test attribute, that is marital status. So whether it is single or married or divorced, that we will be considering. Suppose if the marital status is single and divorced, see majority class is defaulted is equal to yes. If you look here, see for the divorced it is yes, and for single it is yes. See majority for majority of the people who are single and who are divorced, see they have got the class level as yes. Yes means that they have not repaid the loan. Okay, so we have chosen the next, that is test condition, that is marital status. So if they are single and divorced, say defaulted is equal to yes. Suppose if they are married, okay, so if you look here, if they are married, see majority class level is no. Okay, so defaulted is equal to no, we have assigned. So initially in the first step, see we had chosen the first test attribute, that is homeowner. So if the homeowner is, that is if the person has got the own home, then the defaulted, that is condition or the leaf label is, that is defaulted is equal to no. Okay. So this one we have kept as it is. In the next step, we will be refining this one. So next we have checked for the next test condition, that is marital status. So for the people who are single and divorced, see majority class is, that is class level that we have assigned is, that is yes. So we have considered for single and divorced, that is defaulted is equal to yes. See for the people who are married, see the majority class is no, if you observe here, so defaulted is equal to no, we have considered. Okay, so again in this, say marital status, see you are single and divorced, again if you consider the annual income, see based on that also you can classify the records here. Suppose if the single and divorced people, if their annual income is less than 80K, then the defaulted is equal to no in this table. See for the single people, okay, so whose annual income is less than 80K, so for them defaulted is, that is no. Okay, and for the single and divorced people whose that is annual income is greater than or equal to 80K, for them defaulted is equal to yes is present. Okay, So based on that also we have assigned the class level. So like this, we have constructed a complete decision tree here. So again, see, we will be having many different kinds of a decision tree here. So this is one kind of a decision tree that we have constructed. So like this, you can have many different kinds of a decision trees. Okay. So I hope that everyone understood this one. So initially, see what we have done is, see we have considered first test attribute. See first test condition or the attribute is homeowner. Suppose if a person has got an own home, okay, so then for the majority of the people, okay, so they have repaid their loan if they have got a own home. Okay, so for the people who don't have the loan, sorry, who own home, okay, so for them they have not prepaid the loan. Okay, so we have assigned the defaulted is equal to no. Okay, so next, see in the next step what we have done is, see we have considered one more attribute, that is the marital status. Suppose if a person is single and divorced, see for them again, see many of the people who are single and divorced, they have not paid the loan correctly. So for them defaulted is equal to classes present in this training record, even though they have not given many of the that is records here. Okay, so but based on the given records we can conclude that defaulted is equal to yes. For the people who are married, so for them defaulted is equal to no class label is present. Okay, so this is the third step. Next, again, we have got one more test condition here, that is about the annual income. See, for the people who are single and divorced, if their annual income is less than 80K, then the defaulted is equal to no. It means that, see, many of the people who are single and divorced and whose annual income is less than 80K, they have correctly paid the loan. So defaulted is equal to no. And many of the people who are single and divorced, whose annual income is greater than or equal to 80K, they have not repaid the loan. Okay, so like this we have assigned the class level. Okay, so this is one of the example for that is constructing a decision. Okay, so next topic, so better we shall discuss in the next class. Okay, so I've taken your attendance, so you can log out. So next topic we shall discuss in the next class.